Good evening. I'm just kidding. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm collecting madness. There's always madness in love, and we love collecting. I know it's been a while since I've put out a video, like 3 weeks. But there's a video today, and that's all that matters. So today's video is going to be talking about the upcoming Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace line by Hot Toys. Let's dive into this. I'm going to give you my top 5, and we'll see what you think. Now guys, before we begin, if you are new here and if you're as mad as I am about collecting, go ahead, head down there and smash that like button. And while you're down there, beat up the subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into this list. And before it officially starts, this list has no specific order. It doesn't mean it's coming true. It's just what I would like to see Hot Toys do going forward if they're going to go deep into this line. I hope they do. They did a little bit for Attack of the Clones, but who knows? So take this all with a grain of salt. And with that being said, starting at number 5, we're going to go with my boy Jar Jar. Jar Jar is a, I guess, beloved character. At least if you didn't love him before, you should love him now. He's none other known as Amidala, and he played in a few Star Wars projects. He was in a cameo of Attack of the Clones, and he also recently had a cameo in one of the Star Wars shows. I believe it was the ObiWan Kenobi show. And obviously he played Jar Jar, Attack of the Clones, in a cameo in Revenge of the Sith. But the character for some reason was hated, and since then people have learned to kind of appreciate him as the timeline has gone on. And I think if Hot Toys did this character, you'd be surprised there would be a decent amount of people, as I've heard from other collectors, that would collect this figure. Moving on to number 4, that being Darth Maul. Hot Toys, you've done Darth Mauls. We all know there's Darth Mauls out there. You have like 2 versions of the Phantom Menace. You have the Clone Wars version. And there's a sideshow one out there, which is the one I have. However, Hot Toys hasn't exactly nailed the likeness to Ray Park as I would like to see. I think it's there. Sideshow has the best sculpt in my opinion. And then you're quickly followed up with Hot Toys' body and their accessories and stuff like that. So if you could mesh those two and have those two come together, that would be the ultimate setup. I don't like the etching in the skin that the Hot Toys one currently has. I like the more smooth paint apps, as that is what a tattoo or face paint would do in general. I know it's a skin, so it kind of realistically is a tattoo, but either way, it's not supposed to be etched in or raised. And Darth Maul's just an all-around sick character. I mean, how he does his parkour, his flips, his tricks, and given that he was kind of the only main villain from the Phantom Menace, I feel like it's important to have him. And for those collectors who didn't get to get that Hot Toys one, they don't have to do a speeder bike with it or whatever, I think it would be appreciated, and I think they would sell a lot of units making another Darth Maul. Now, number 3. If you didn't like that last one, if it was a cop-out because of like a 2.0 thing, don't worry, this one isn't. Although it does carry somebody else's likeness that's already been done, and that being another Natalie Portman, aka Queen Amidala, Senator Padme. This being in the first film, The Phantom Menace, she was queen there, and she had a bunch of intricate outfits that I really enjoyed seeing in those films, and I think they would give the best pop of color in your display. There is a third-party company that did a Queen Amidala from her look when she was in Naboo. I personally want something more licensed. Maybe it would light up like it did in the film. Come with some more accessories. Just give me something else with a better likeness. Maybe swap out outfits or swap out face plates, like, because she did have a decoy, you could change up the makeup. Whatever it is, just Hot Toys, I would like to see that done, officially licensed. Number 2, and maybe this is a cop-out answer because I'm including 2 here. It's like a 2-pack. Number 2, 2-pack kind of fits. Anyways, that being a Watto and Little Annie. Hot Toys isn't really known for doing that many kids nowadays. InArt kind of stepped into that field doing the Harry Potter, and now we're seeing Hot Toys do this young Ahsoka. So if they're approaching that way, like to getting licenses for kids, maybe Jake Lloyd, he's an adult now, maybe he'd like to give up his likeness rights to it. I know he still is a fan of Star Wars. People like to believe that he's not. His mom kind of came out with a whole interview about everything he's gone through. It's kind of actually a tragic story, and it makes you feel for him. And to hear that he's still, you know, in depth with Star Wars, like supports it and actually still likes the films is a huge plus. And it wasn't the rumors going around of him being bullied. But enough about that. I'm going off topic. I want to see a young Anakin and a Watto. And if you don't get Annie, at least a Watto or some type of creature. Could even be Gungans. Off topic again, but I would just like to see something like that. Watto also fits as a good character in the display because he was also in the Attack of the Clones. So if you don't want him in like your Phantom Menace display, you could also put him in the Attack of the Clones. Now he did have a little bit different look in Attack of the Clones, as he looked a little bit more rugged, as if he wasn't already filthy in the second one, like he was older. But it would just be cool. They could have like an acrylic stand. There's a bunch of ideas to make it look like he's flying and stuff like that. And I think it would be a really, really neat detailed figure. And number one, I've been dying to see this figure because they only have a couple of them in different versions, and another one is coming out, but we don't get enough of them. We got Anakin galore, and yep, that's right, I'm leaning towards ObiWan Kenobi. We need Padawan Obi, we need Attack of the Clones Obi, but because I'm sticking with Phantom Menace, we definitely need to see Obi-Wan here. He had a major duel, the Duel of Fates, like at the end of the film, where they're fighting Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, his master dies. He goes through so much trial and so much pain, and you see how he overcomes it, and really what starts him down leading into the general that we know, where he defeats all these Siths. So for me to have the beginning stages of Obi-Wan, who's kind of like a little bit arrogant, kind of annoyed, smart aleck character, I definitely would love to see that in the display. And because we already have a Qui-Gon Jinn, I think the two of them as a pair would just look fantastic. So another quick note before we head out of here, I do want to give an honorable mention, and that being Master Yoda. I would love to see this version of Yoda kind of on the hover pram, being able to float around. I know Sideshow did this years back, and I would just love to see Hot Toys attempt that. I think it would be really cool. But if nothing comes out of this line, or they don't go in deep, I would at least love to see that Padawan Obi-Wan, as that's majorly the only one I kind of care about on this list. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know how I did in the comments down below. I love chatting with you guys. Let me know what you would like to see coming out of this line, or if you're even excited for this line. I just thought this would be a cool video to pass time, you know, let you know my top 5. So with that being said, guys, I do have some stuff coming up on the channel as soon as more comes in. There's a lot of stuff on pre-order. Whenever Kenobi decides to ship, that'll be here on the channel. But without further ado, guys, if you enjoyed this video just as I did creating it, please leave a like and subscribe. As I said before, we do have a goal of 1,500. And with that being said, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.